Shalom, Kahalo, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bahashim Kakodash. Double honors to the elder apostles and elder bishops of GMS, including elder that came before them, who taught us his truth. And Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word, the truth, and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle. David, I'm a little under the weather, so bear with me. We're at the end. Okay, how do we know? And I'm going to keep this short because there's very little to be said. It just has to be stated. Whatever you're going to do, be ready, because anything could jump off at any time. They gotta do a false flag or a black swan. They got to do something out of nowhere, and it's pretty much looking like a EMP situation or a blackout. That's their next move. How do they get the C hip popping? You got to shut down the system. You got to shut down the financial system. How do you do that? You shut down the banks, bank holiday. Okay. Make everybody mad for those 3 days on Friday. Nobody has any money. You take all their money away. You force them to take the C-HIP. If they want to do any, if you want your money back, you want to do any sort of commerce, then you could do it if you do what we tell you to do. So we'll start right here at the end. And the end is also the beginning. So it's Esau's end. All right, so this is 2nd Ezra 6. Bear with me. And I'll start here at 23. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. This is that event right there. Whatever it is, they shut the lights out for 3 days in a row. That's the signal. That means it's going to be a week. All right, you got 3 days before the bullshit starts. Okay, and this is it. This is that moment. This is that EMP, whatever device they're going to use. And suddenly, all of a sudden, right? Nobody knows, but those that are ready, you're going to know exactly what to do. You're going to know how to get the hell out of Dodge, out of the hood. Because there's what's going to happen. Suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, the full storehouses shall, I don't want that, I want this. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. This is all going to happen, right? Them lights go out, 2 days in, a nigga is hungry, he's coming straight to you. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. The springs of the fountain shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. Now here's the point. Whosoever remaineth from all these that I have told thee shall escape, be saved, and see my salvation saved, and the end of your world, Esau's world. So we're at the end. How do we know? How does the end? All right, let's get this real quick. For 2nd Ezra 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. We all know what that means. How does the end come? Okay. Here's the end. The end of Esau's world and the beginning of ours. Here's the end. First, the salvation, the rescue, the escape, the boat lift, whatever you want to call it. Okay, extraction. It's Revelation 11 and 12, and they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud, and here's Esau. And their enemies beheld them. They qualified Esau. They didn't get saved. That was the end for them. That's the end. How? In the same hour was there a great earthquake, and the 10th part of the city fell in the earthquake, were slain of men 7,000. And the remnant were affrighted, and they gave glory to the power of heaven. So Here we are. How do we know? How does the end come? What causes this? What causes the boat lift? Now, all right, they ascended up to heaven in a cloud. They're qualifying the cloud right now. They're pushing it out there. We got to reveal the clouds to maintain the narrative and spin it our way. Yeah, they got to bring out the chariots, do your blue beam or whatever the fuck you're going to try to do. And then the missiles. The missiles are a result of what? World War III. How close are we to World War III? Let's get that. Oh, it's right here. Revelation 11:14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. So we're right here. What do you mean the third woe cometh quickly? We're right here. Okay? Only thing standing in between the extraction, right, is the sea hip. And they're working feverishly on that right now. Okay, and they got blockers. They got a big blocking squad doing block and tackle out there. Wi-Fi, IUIC. These niggas are out there blocking for the devil. It's crazy. With a garment and fringes. Where's your fringes? Nigga, you blocking for the devil. Crazy. All right, and there's the war. The war, the sea hip, the missiles, the extraction. Okay, let's get that real quick. Let me see. Hot LZ extraction. Let me get it up here. Wikipedia is kind of wiki. Hot LZ. Extraction, military. In military tactics, extraction, also exfiltration or exfil, is a process of removing personnel when it is considered imperative that they be immediately what? Oh, that's back at Wikipedia. When it's considered that they imperative that they be immediately relocated out of a hostile environment and taken to an area either occupied or controlled by friendly personnel. We just read that right here. This right here, let me read it again. In military tactics, we're at war. We are prisoners of war in Babylon the Great. Okay? In military tactics, extraction is the process of removing personnel, prisoners of war, when it is considered imperative that they be immediately relocated out of a hostile environment. Why is the environment hostile? Because here come the missiles. And taken to an area either occupied or controlled by friendly personnel. That's the wilderness. Okay? It's right here. This is saying exactly the same thing. And they heard a great voice from heaven saying unto them, come up hither. And they ascended up to heaven in a cloud. That's the extraction right there. And their enemies, when you go on the battlefield, who are you shooting at? The enemy. In the same hour, here's the hostile environment. Was there a great earthquake in the 10th part of the city? Babylon the Great was completely destroyed. That's a hostile environment. We had to get the hell up out of a boat lift, the extraction. All right? We're right there. I like the thumbnail for this. Let's see if I can get it. Here's a thumbnail. Here's a thumbnail right here. Satan and his blue angels. The dragon and his blue angels. Okay? I gotta watch the damn commercial. Would it end up? A Wookiee with a wig. Esau slinging inferior products. Come on, what the hell?
Canadian Prepper here. Let's talk about what the heck is going on. I assure you, if you stick with me for 10 minutes, you're going to hear perspective that you're not going to hear anywhere else with respect to what is going on.
Okay, NORAD is North American Aerospace Defense Command. Cheyenne Mountain and all of that. All right, this is all military. This is all, we're going to war. Okay? Everything they're pushing right now, World War III. Okay? And even though it's not chic to always talk about war, right? Hey, guess what? It's always been about war. Okay? Hey, we went to war with the Wi-Fi's and laid them down. Everything is about war. You got to contend for the faith. All right, spiritual pugilism. Here we go.
With NORAD. Now, I would bet the house on this explanation. I am so confident in this explanation that I would bet the house that this is, what I'm about to tell you, exactly what they are up to. Okay, and if you came here for dragons and to chase red herrings down rabbit holes, then you came to the wrong place, because I'm not playing that alien UFO trapezoidal, cylindrical, zero propulsion, whatever the heck they're trying to shove down our throats. I'm not playing that game.
Distraction. Distraction is a big war tactic. Okay, and this devil, his own name, devil, means deceiver. He's completely deceptive, and he's been waiting for this for a minute. And then you got Bono, or U2, showing you exactly what's going on. What they put that whole thing together 2 days before the Super Bowl? I don't think so.
Here is the reason why this has been at the forefront of the media for the past 8 days. Are you ready? Okay, it's incredibly simple. If you haven't realized it yet, we are on the brink of a world war.
We are on the brink of a world war. And people, not only do they not believe it or can't wrap their head around it, can't fathom it, niggas are stupid. Plain stupid. Okay? Everything is a war. Everything. Everything is a battle in the larger war. Okay? And there, you got somebody that'll jump up and tell you, you can't always speak on war, Ak. Like, I got a precept. The Lord, Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, is a man of war. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai is his name. That solves that.
The United States has done very little up until this point to prepare NORAD for this possibility. So, what they are trying to do is increase the baseline level of combat readiness of NORAD under the guise of chasing UFOs. And
combat readiness. Don't be distracted by the UFOs. Okay? They are coming, and they're the star of the show. But don't be distracted. Be focused on this. Look, what are you going to do in the middle of a war? What if you were in, Ukraine right now, and they were shelling your home? Okay? That's probably not going to happen here. Our scenario is going to be different here. But they will be banging on doors, knocking them down, and coming to grab you up. What are you going to do? That's war. Okay, ask the small hats what was going on over there in Nazi Germany. Niggas had a plan. I'm going to cut a hole in the wall, get in there and be real quiet. The Diary of Anne Frank.
all these tacit references to, well, it might be aliens, and even the general of NORAD came out today and he says, well, I can't rule out aliens. Reporter distinctly asked him, do you think this is aliens? He's like, well, I can't rule it out. They know.
Now, guess what it is, aliens? It's spaceships and it's aliens. Not yet. What they're doing is they're getting in front of the narrative. They know that the the real chariots are there. They know that the aliens are Yahweh Shai, the angels, and Yahweh. They know that. Okay, at the very top they do. And they know that they're doomed. If they know the truth like we know the truth, they know they're doomed. And the shit's going down. They can't stop it. They've done everything, used up all their magic and witchcraft. And this shit's going down anyway. Just like the Most High said, these niggas are scared.
Exactly what they're trying to do. Okay, it's called a wild goose chase, and they're trying to send you on one. I would encourage you not to let your brain fall out when overanalyzing this situation. It's very, very simple what is going on right now, in my personal opinion. We are in a escalating major geopolitical crisis as a result of the Ukrainian war and many other hotspots around the planet. And as
You keep saying war.
such, NORAD needs to increase its baseline level of combat readiness. They
Combat readiness.
need people to be normalized and adapted to seeing more planes in the sky, more military exercises, and just military activity in general without panicking and spooking the markets, because the Fed's already walking a tightrope with inflation. They don't want to do anything which could make inflation worse, which could potentially crash the economy, which could cause bank runs. A lot of this is to do with just keeping everybody from losing their shit, okay? So, and I'm not telling you to lose your shit over this. I'm just telling you this is probably, in my personal opinion, one of the most rational explanations, because many people have criticized the DEFCON posture, or at least the openly stated level of readiness and concern that the Biden administration, I hate saying Biden administration because I do believe that this extends well beyond the front man, whoever they put in front of us. I think that I don't even like using the term deep state because it's been so politicized. Let's just say the military industrial, I don't even want to call it complex, because there's all so many associations that come into play.
Simplex. Anyway, the point is that here is the point that we're at. Okay? We're at the war. All right? The beginning of wars. And war's been going on, but not like what's about to happen right now. People ain't ready. Babylonians ain't ready for seeing planes. I saw planes doing, I was by our little tiny airport, and they had F-18s, whatever, F-22s just rehearsing. So I ain't never seen, oh, they do that all the time. I'm like, I ain't never seen that. Let's see. Get a couple and go ahead and cut it short if you can. Let's see. Woe is me, woe is me. This is 2 Ezra 16:17. Woe is me, who will deliver me in those days, the beginning of sorrows and great mourning, the beginning of famine and great death. We see that in the earthquake. The beginning of wars. And the power shall stand in fear. Then people are afraid. Beginning of evils, what shall I do when these evils shall come? Isaiah 13:4. The noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as of a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of the nations gathered together. The Lord of hosts mustereth the hosts of the battle. Let's read this NLT. Hear the noise on top of the mountains? Listen as the vast armies march. It is the noise and shouting of many nations. The Lord of heaven's armies has called together this army, has called this army together. Army, army, armies, and war. Most High is gathering them. All right. Joel 3 and 9. Proclaim this among the nations. What's it? Berean Standard. Proclaim this among the nations. Prepare for war. What is NORAD doing? What are they doing? This is how close we are to the very end. Prepare for war. Rouse the mighty men. Let all the men of war advance and attack. All right? I'm going to end it right there. What is your plan? Your plan is be ready. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not. All right? Have your little bag ready to go. And when the Spirit tells you now, roll out. All right, so with that, we hope that the elect will edify you, brothers and sisters, with this shalom.